What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am back. I was gone the entire month of January. I apologize. If you saw my short, I was just pretty much out with an injury. You know, after 15 years of being a professional mechanic, there's some problems with my body, and basically my entire left arm needs to be rebuilt from the shoulder all the way down through the wrist. I've got carpal tunnel, I've got torn rotator, all kinds of issues, and sometimes it flares up. In January, I had a really bad flare-up. Me and the wife, we went on vacation, and I spent the entire time in the hot tub, came back feeling great, and then we had an ice storm, and I slipped in the ice and landed directly on my shoulder. So I apologize for being gone, guys. I had no strength in the arm. The swelling was so bad. I couldn't even button my pants or like open a Ziploc bag. But I have a wonderful wife. She takes great care of me, and I am back. So most of the pain's gone. My hand is usable again. I am wearing a pain patch right there. And as soon as I turn this video off, I have a huge ice pack that goes over my shoulders that I'm going to be throwing on. So I did get some work done, though, in that time frame. So let's go on and dive into this video. I'm so happy to be back, guys. The Shovelhead engine is done, and it is in the frame. Let me flip this around, show you guys. So there's the beautiful engine. As you see, it's in the bike, and the bike is basically done. Today, we're going to be mounting the exhaust. We have to cut this out because I mocked the exhaust up yesterday. This is not going to work. And I'm going to see about maybe getting this late model soft tail caliper to fit on here. We'll see how that goes. The engine, though, right here, all together, done. I originally planned on filming me putting this engine together. I did shoot a bunch of video. It's just not good, guys. I was in so much pain and everything was fighting me. But what you'll see here is there are no external oil lines on this engine, and that is because I did the full Evo conversion. So we will start from the bottom and work our way up. Right here we have the S&S billet oil pump. This is the S&S gear case cover, cam cover, whatever you want to call it. I did not originally buy this one. I don't have the nose cone on it right now. What I did buy was this piece of crap from JP Cycles. And it is the JP Cycles house brand. And that one from JP Cycles was utter trash. Utter, complete trash. So first red flag when I went to put it on is it did not fit on these cases. This bike has Delcron cases, so I didn't think anything of it because sometimes aftermarket parts just don't line up with the other aftermarket parts. But no, that was not the case. That cover is so far out of spec. I was able to trim the breather tube to overcome the issue I was having with the cases, but then you could not set the camshaft backlash. It was just impossible. Because that bushing is so far out of spec on that. Now, I wasn't paying to have that machined, so I bought the S&S cover. It slid right on, and I was easily able to get the camshaft into spec. So let me flip this around and keep telling you about the engine. So we have the S&S 508 camshaft. Again, this bike, it's just kind of be a very rideable bike. I can take it on a trip, and this 508 camshaft is pretty mild. Moving up, also have an S&S breather gear in there. Moving up, we have S&S billet lifter blocks with S&S roller lifters, Evo roller lifters. And then we have quickie push rods in here. So it will now oil through those lifters, through those push rods, all the way up into the heads where I have S&S roller rocker arms. On those roller rocker arms, they did not fit. Did not fit. And S&S tells you may have to do some modifications. So what I ended up doing is I had some people tell me to cut the rocker arm. That made no sense to me as spacers are cheap. So I just took the spacers and put them in my lathe, and I chopped everything to where I have 10 thou of clearance on all four rockers. Spec is like between 4 and I think 20 or something like that. Well, the issue with 4 thousandths of in play is steel expands at something like a thousandth of an inch for every 100 degrees. An air-cooled engine can run 350. So if you're running 4 thousandths of in play, you can actually lock these rocker boxes completely up by not having enough. 10 thou, we have good. You don't have to worry about thermal expansion. It's not so loose that it's going to rattle. And that is with everything on this. I have everything that I had to space to about 10 thousandths. I did a lot of research, a lot of reading, and I always like to split a specification if I can. And Pacific Mike on YouTube, guy does amazing videos just showing rebuilding old Harley engines and stuff. His train of thought is the same. He basically splits the spec dead middle on everything, which is usually roughly about 10 thou. So if you're looking for a how to build a Shovelhead, Pacific Mike. But this is getting really rambly, so I'm going to throw you guys on the tripod, and I think the first thing we're going to do is get some paint knocked off of this rail, get the exhaust mocked up. Well, it's already been mocked up. Get the exhaust on, and we need to weld on this tab. Once that's done, we'll tear it all back apart, we'll strip the back end and get this all cut out. So let's dive into it. Alright, so as you guys saw there, I got the caliper on. It's not completely fitted yet. I still have to cut out this bracket. I have to modify the caliper to bolt onto where the old caliper bolted. But that fit, I do need to order a larger rotor. This rotor's too small. It's a simple thing to do. And I'm probably going to take... I took 30 thou out of a 3/4 inch spacer. I think I'm going to take another maybe 15 thou off of it in the lathe, just so it'll slide in just a little bit smoother. But it does fit, and everything's spaced properly, and it looks like it'll look good. So throw you guys back on the tripod and get this fender and wheel and everything taken off so I can start getting this bracket cut off and get all that molded in, and we'll see where we go from there. Alright guys, so bracket's all cut out. Camera died in the middle of me getting that cut out. The battery died, so I don't know what's all there. I'll find out when I edit. Let me flip this around. Toolbox mount is gone. The mount for the exhaust is there. We're going to reuse this bracket for the brake. I did take another 15 thou off that spacer. I did not film that. Where's the caliper? So right here's my caliper. I'm not gonna do this today, but I modify these all the time, and I always do it the same way. Basically, I go and I take this block right here off, but I leave the ear. See where this rubber plug comes through that puts tension on it when it's on the ear from the stock frame? I drill that out, and I come back in with a helicoil, so I have stainless steel threads, because this is like magnesium or some kind of Chinesium. It's not very good material. But I put that helicoil in there, and I've never had an issue. It's on that bike. It's on that bike. Camera will focus over there. So, and I've walked a few other people through modifying them this way. So that will sit like this in the frame, and then I will run a Heim joint from the ear to there, and that's what will keep this from twisting. Well guys, she's all together. We got that new caliper mounted. I ended up cutting out a total of 45 thousandths out of this 3/4 inch spacer right there, which gave me perfect spacing here. I do need to order the larger rotor. Getting ready to do that right now. That old toolbox mount has been cut out and blended, and that mounts in. The beautiful Palco gooseneck exhaust is on there. And that exhaust I did as a nod to Leaky, the first bike I've ever built, which has Palco gooseneck. So I don't know if any of you caught that, but that's exactly why I use that exhaust. I really wanted the Palco fishtails, but to be honest, like, the style that I build, I try to incorporate past bikes into future bikes. So on this bike, the big carryover was the exhaust. You know, on Grimace, the big carryover was the rabbit ears. So I'm always just trying to take a piece of what I built and add it in. It's kind of my little artistic flair. So I don't know, I'm a nerd. But I think that's gonna wrap this video up, guys. I'm so happy with where the bike's at. In the next week or two, it's going to go out to paint. This upcoming weekend, February 10th, Friday's the 10th, I think, we will be at the pre-party for the St. Louis Cycle Showcase, and on Saturday, the 11th, we will be at the show, as well as we will be at Mama Tried at the end of this month. We will be pre-parties, Flat Out Friday, all of that. If you see me, say hi. Sorry if I'm a little more weird in person. I am autistic, and this is my safe spot. So a lot of you guys meet me in person, and I'm not the same person in person, and I apologize for that. I try really hard, but social interactions are taxing on me. So if I'm weird and you meet me in public, I'm sorry. I try, but it is what it is. So that's going to wrap this video up, guys. I love each and every one of you. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you for sticking with me through this last month. Please give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. And in the description box below, there are links to all of my social media, as well as our company website, Headstalls.com, where we make everything for horses and dog leashes and dog collars right here in the USA. And there is a 5% off discount code. See you all in the next one. I love you guys. I'm out of here.